Hey everybody, Lee from PcjunkieMods. So I got a new little friend here. His name's Jack. I don't know if he's going to be staying with us very long. Haven't figured it out yet. He is a Yorkie that is very friendly and is very attention deprived, it seems. So he's just kind of hanging out with me right now. He can't get enough attention, obviously. But anyways. So I want to do a little video. I'd like to thank Bill, Owen, and his guys for bringing the PETG tubing to everybody's attention. Not quite sure who was the one that discovered it, or who was the one that, you know, figured it out. Whatever. So what I went ahead and did is I wanted to do some testing. So PrimoTool sent me some of their fittings, and so I can do some testing. And basically it's just some basic testing. It's not like I did extensive testing. So I set up these two little loops here. Basically one has a coolant with PrimoTool's dye in it, and the other is a Mayhem's Aurora, and it also has a little bit of coolant in it. Not a lot, but enough. And I ran them over the weekend, so they ran for probably 3 days or so. And I don't see any discoloring or coagulating or anything going on. I know 3 days isn't very long, you know, much rather see it go for a couple months or a year, but us water coolers don't really have that kind of patience, do we? So I went ahead and just tried to see if there was going to be any kind of reaction. When I made the tubing, I did notice, because I've done 3 acrylic setups so far, I did notice it was a lot easier to use this stuff, a lot easier to bend it, and it didn't deform or get all retarded on me. I thought maybe it was gonna. I wasn't sure how hard it was going to be to bend. Bill and them, I know, I watched their video. They showed that it actually, you had to hold it in place a little bit longer so it hold its position. Now another test I did do is a guy, Toby, from Facebook that I know. He's one of Bill's admins. He had showed me the chart for the incompatibilities or the properties of the PETG tubing. So in that, it does say that it will yellow from UV lighting. Well, now let's take that into context, because or let's look at that from outside UV light versus standard PC UV lighting. So obviously your UV rays you're getting from the sun are a lot more intense than a couple cold cathodes. So what I did is I took a little chunk and threw it outside. It's been out there since like Thursday, and today is now Monday. So I'm going to go ahead and go grab that piece and bring it in and show you what it looks like. And it's been sitting out on the cement out front of my house, so it's not like it's in the shade. It's getting full blast sunlight the whole time, except for when it's dark out. And then I'm also, Bill and his guys showed you the hammer trick, the acrylic versus the PETG. So I'm going to take it a little step further. I'm not going to show you what this will do to a piece of acrylic. If I stand on a piece of acrylic tube, you know, hard enough, it will break or crack or whatever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a crack at this PETG tubing with this freaking, I know it's a mallet, no big deal, it's not a sledgehammer, but still, I think it's a, let's see, 24-ounce rubber mallet. So it's got some weight behind it, you know. So I mean, just to give you an idea, that's what it sounded like when I just dropped it. Okay, so I'm going to actually try to demolish this piece here. You know, yeah, it's got a couple, this is my first bend. It's got a little twist here and a little twist there, but I'm going to actually try to crush this piece right here just to see if it'll break. You know, I was able to break a piece off on this end, but that took some work. So for the most part, as far as liquids go, I'd love to test some other liquids. I need to talk to PrimoTool about getting their liquid and testing their liquid, but I don't really see any. Most of the liquids have the same kind of ingredients in them. I do know the Coolants liquid is not compatible with shoot, what is that plastic? The Frozen Q reservoirs have a plastic insert where the UV tube goes into. The coolants over about a year's time will start to eat away at that plastic. So that's what my concern was, is if any of these liquids would do any damage to the PETG tubing right away and be noticeable. And this still looks just as blue as it did when I put it in here, and this still looks just as green as when I put it in here. This is the Aurora. It does have that stuff, you know, that milky looking shampoo stuff in it, but I mean, for the most part, you get the idea. So let me go get that piece out of the sun. I'll bring it back in and we'll take the hammer test. Alright, so what I got here is my piece of PETG tubing, and I got my mallet, and then I got my buddy Jack over here behind me somewhere. So I'm not going to just take a stab at it, I'm going to try to break it. Let's try this again. So I don't want to just tap it, I want to crush it or break it. I mean, I'm hitting it as hard as I can. Now it's flat, as you can see. It's flat, it's no longer round, you know. It's not round like this piece here is round. It's flat, but I mean, literally, this stuff does not break. I mean, look at that. There's no crack in it or nothing anywhere. Oh, there we go. Now we finally got a break. I literally beat the crap out of it. Oh, let me fix it. That's finally got it to crack. That's cracked finally. After I literally look at it, it's flat. It doesn't look like this end, you know, nice and round. I mean, I just pounded the crap out of it. I finally got it to crack here. I mean, let me just give you an idea here. That's me trying to snap it. It doesn't even want to break. I mean, look at that. Just to give you an idea. Oh, somebody wants to call. Why didn't I turn my ringer off? So now you see me beat the crap out of the PETG tubing. You see me pull on it and try and break it. It still hasn't broke. And this is the piece that was out in the sun. So I don't know if you guys can see any color difference. I mean, I guess if I had a white, something white to put it against, but I don't see any color difference. So my guess is that this stuff would have to literally be in the sun for a long extended period of time to actually discolor and turn yellow. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm holding it up to the light over here, and I don't see any difference in color. So I wouldn't be too concerned about running UV cathodes in there. But you know, if you run cathodes in there for, let's say, a year or 2 years, it might change color. Alright everybody, so you saw me beat the crap out of some PETG tubing today, and I did some liquid tests, all the goodies, did some coloration to see if there was any discoloration from sunlight, and I don't see none. But anyway, so I mean, for the most part, I wanted to do this not just for my own self, but to help others that are looking to get into this new acrylic tubing or the PETG tubing and are concerned about travel, because I know I'm not the only one that goes to a lot of LAN parties. So rest assured, I almost guarantee you 100% that if you do PETG tubing in your system and you go to LAN parties with it, it's not going to crack, and I don't see any of that tubing breaking on you in travel or anything like that. Yeah, if you ship it from, you know, the East Coast United States to the West Coast of the United States without supporting your parts, of course something's going to get destroyed, because water blocks weigh quite a bit. So don't overquote me there. I'm just saying that if I took my computer with that stuff, threw it in my car, and traveled up to Sacramento, which is an hour away from here, I don't have to worry about it. With acrylic, it's a totally different story. I gotta worry about it cracking or something. And so like I said, I just want to do this test because I'm going to do a system for LandFest. Hopefully I'll finish it by the end of the month, and I'll be using this stuff in it. So thanks for watching my video. Until next time. Oh, by the way, part 2 ATCS coming soon. Until then.